Lord Gwyn commanded a massive army, but only 4 warriors held the elite rank of knight. Hawkeye Gough was one of them. He led the great archers, wielding a bow so large no normal human could lift it. When a black dragon named Calamite terrorized the skies, Gough shot it out of the air completely blind, timing his release purely to the sound of the creature's wings. But when you actually find this celebrated war hero, he is a retired prisoner. He sits locked away in a ruined tower, spending his endless days carving small faces into pieces of archtree wood. His blindness is an execution of malice, not biology. Look closely at his helmet, and you'll find the eye holes have been packed completely solid with tree resin. His captors were the very people he fought alongside. The citizens of Lordran dismissed their giant commander as a brutish animal, blinding him to limit his physical power. To find a knight of his standing treated with such calculated cruelty suggests a relationship far more fractured than the legends of a golden age let on. Go back to the peak of the god's reign, and you see Anor Londo standing tall. In the shadow of the cathedral, giants served as the city's architects and master craftsmen, capable of articulating complex thoughts and understanding the nuances of language. Inside the city's royal cathedral, the giant blacksmith forged the intricate weapons and armor wielded by the gods themselves, perfectly weaving delicate lightning magic into his creations. Gough and the blacksmith were close friends. From his cell, Gough speaks fondly of their shared intellect, hoping the old chap is still hammering away at his nuanced art. The gods labeled them brutes anyway. It gave them the ideological cover they needed to demote an entire race of intelligent allies into an exploitable resource. Once the Dragon Wars ended, the alliance vanished. You see the immediate aftermath in places like Sen's fortress. The gods stripped the giants of their armor, their titles, and their autonomy, forcing them into a system of literal slave labor. They were shackled to the stone walls. One manually loaded heavy boulders into a massive funnel day and night, while another was chained to an enormous winch just to lift the fortress gate for intruders. Back in Ulasile, Gough sits quietly. He accepts his imprisonment without violence, absorbing the injustice placed upon him. He knows exactly what the people of Lordran think of him, but instead of giving them the violent monster they expect, he chooses stillness. He takes up wood carving, pouring his energy into creating art to achieve personal enlightenment. Gough was imprisoned for being a brute, yet while his jailers maintained their status through iron chains and resin, the giants sat in the dark and mastered the delicate art of the archtree. The gods' prejudice pleased the giant race for generations. Over the centuries, their status drops aggressively. By the time of the Cathedral of the Deep, they are reduced to mindless, feral beasts, sleeping in sludge and attacking intruders strictly on instinct. In Drangleic, King Vendrick pushes this biological decay to its absolute limit, performing inhumane experiments on imported giants until they mutate into hulking, faceless trees. Every chained slave, every feral beast, and every faceless abomination traces directly back to the moment the gods of Anor Londo looked at their loyal commanders and saw only animals. The shining city of the gods built its wealth on the broken backs of the people who helped them conquer the world. Gough never fights back. He stays in his tower, carving his faces, waiting out the slow decay of the world around him. He leaves a dying universe with his morality intact. In a kingdom of betrayal and cruelty, sitting quietly in the dark is the ultimate victory.